Hello and good afternoon, class. How are you doing? I hope that you are fine and in good health. Well, today we're going to continue our lessons on Unit 10. Unit 10 is on page 25 and 26, and the title is Ancient China. What does ancient China mean? What does ancient China mean? Or the word ancient, what is ancients? If you say ancients mean old, very old, you are correct. So today we're going to talk about old China, where China was about 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. That would be our reading. And our reading will start from page 25. So can you bring out your book and turn to page 25? I've got my book here. On page 25, there are one whole page of reading. And also on page 26, there's some readings and some questions for you. But before we begin our reading, I have some words here for you to define. That mean word for you to write down the meanings. Also, we're going to discuss something about ancient China, how China was built, and a very great man from China named Confucius. We will learn more about Confucius later on in our next video. Okay, ancient China have a lot of dynasties. Dynasties which becomes clan, and in the dynasties there are rulers, and the rulers are the emperor. Before I continue on with all these other meanings, I want to stick to dynasties, clan, and emperor, because these three words define ancient China. These three words is what made China China today. Okay, what is a dynasty, you might ask? A dynasty is a period of time where one family or one king ruled all the country. So a dynasty is a period of time where one king ruled a country. For example, the Zhou dynasty. The Zhou dynasty, once you get to reading, ruled China for 600 years. That is, one family has ruled China for 600 years. And during the 6 years, they became a mighty country. They have created weapons of war, and they also have made the Great Wall of China, as you can see here. And as through your reading, we will learn about why the Great Wall of China was built, and why the bronze was being built, and certain other materials that was being discovered during some of the dynasty in China. And before there was a dynasty, there were clans. What are clans, you might ask? These are the words I want you to define, but I will go over some of these words with you so you will have a better understanding of your reading. Clan is a group of small families in the beginning. Just to say, our clan is our classroom. And the leader of your clan might be your teacher. And as hundreds of years develop, the teachers have a lot of students. And as a teacher, I probably gather hundreds or thousands of students. And our students, our clan becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, where we have enough power and strength to overtake other schools. Then we built a dynasty. That means now we have ruled other schools also. That was how old China, ancient China was ruled, where one family from a clan became so powerful, they became a dynasty. And once you become a dynasty, there is one ruler, like a king or a queen. And in China, the king and the queen that rules the country is called an emperor. An emperor is the one who sits and makes all the law and rules the country. So through your readings, you will learn about different emperors, different dynasties, and which clan created the dynasties. So this will be an exciting task for us. We will learn history today about ancient China. And for our first lessons, before I continue on explaining, I want you to define these words. Defines mean to write down the definitions. And after you define the definitions, I have the first task for you in this video. The first question is, what does the term mandate of heaven means? Mandates of heaven is in your text on the bottom of page 25. Read the last paragraph and we'll explain some of what mandates of heaven means. The second question, during which dynasty was the Great Wall of China built? As you can see here, I have a picture of the Great Wall of China and a few words. I will upload these pictures to our Telegram post so you will have a better view of it. So my question is, when was this Great Wall of China built? During what dynasty? It is in your reading, and we can discuss this too during our Telegram post, and in Zoom we can discuss more about China and ancient China. And the last question, you have to read your work to find out what the answer is for these questions. After ancient China, China was called what? So after all the dynasties, all the clans, and all the emperors, what was China called after all this thing? So this is part of your first task on this first video. You will be given 30 minutes to define all these words and answer this question. On our second video, we will talk more about Confucius and ancient China, where we can go into detail how China was built or how China developed itself from an ancient civilized country to this now modern day China. Till our second video, goodbye. Hello class, welcome back to our second video of this series. As you know, today we doing some reading and some research on ancient China, and we had some nice dialogues, nice communication about China. Hope you have understand more about ancient China, about the dynasty, and which emperor ruled China the longest. You find that all out through your readings. And after your readings on the second video, I want you to answer the questions on page 26. Page 26 have 6 questions. You can find all these answers from your readings. Hope you enjoy reading the text about ancient China, and we have discussed more details about ancient China, about the Silk Road, and how China developed from an ancient small clan to a dynasty and to what China is today. So now you will be given 30 minutes to do task 2. Task 2 is on your page 26. After you finish task 2, please send it to my personal Telegram so I can correct it and give you back your score. Until our third video, goodbye. Hello class, welcome to our third video of this series. This is the last video, and we're going to have, I'm going to have some homeworks for you. Today's homework is going to entail our studies about ancient China. And through your readings, we have learned about dynasties, the clan, the emperor, and philosophers of China. And on our homework, we're going to discuss one famous philosopher from China. That philosopher is Confucius. This is a picture of Confucius. He is a philosopher. As we learn through our reading and text, a philosopher is someone who brings up enlightened words where people can live by in daily life. We have to conversate and have many communications about philosophies. And a philosopher is someone who philosophizes about the future or the past life where we can make a better living for ourselves. As you can see here, this is a picture of the philosopher Confucius. And these are some of his quotes that he has stated during his time. I will upload this picture so you have a better viewing and a better seeing of these quotes. And for your homework task, I want you to research the famous Chinese philosopher Confucius. And when you do your research, you can do it through Google app or through your telephone app, wherever you can find the philosopher Confucius. And during your research, if you see a quote means a word or a saying that you like, I want you to write it down, one of your quotes. And I want you to, in your notebook, explain your thoughts on what you think the quotes mean. So if you see somebody's writing and it touches you in certain ways, I want you to explain your thoughts on how you feel about that quote. For example, I have a quote here that Confucius wrote. This quote is from this picture. I will upload it so you can see it. It says, "A great man is hard on himself. A small man is hard on others." For me, my thoughts on this, or my knowledge that I got from this is, a great man is hard on himself. That means a great man, one who succeeds, always pushes himself to be better, to be greater. So he strives to be, the top of his game. And a small man is hard on others. That means someone who is small and someone who is big but small inside always puts hard on others. That means he always looks down at people. He always judges people, always complains. So like, he might look tough on the outside, but on the inside he is weak. So this quote, a great man is hard on himself, a small man is hard on others. To me, that's how I define it. That is my example of what that quote means to me. I mean, a great man is someone who pushes himself to be better in education, to be better in life, to be better overall as a human being. And a small man always judge people, always criticize people, always look down at people. That is a small man. So this quote could be a saying that you can live for your life. And throughout Confucius' philosophy, he have hundreds, maybe thousands of quotes. From your researches, I hope you'll find something that you like, and I want you to write that quote. I have a few other quotes also from Confucius I would like to read to you. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. So that's a beautiful quote, where even though if in life there is challenges and things slow you down, but it said do not stop, keep pushing, go through, and later on you will succeed. Just for example on that quote, as in education, sometimes some classes or some subject is hard for you. You feel like you want to quit, you must stop. But on his saying and his philosophy, he said, do not stop, just push through and just fight and keep going, and you will break through the education realm. You will become something special. So that's what that means. And I want you to write a whole page on the quote. This is your homework task, so you will have one whole week to do some research, find out some quotes that you like, and explain your thoughts on the quotes. Okay, until we meet again, be safe, stay healthy, goodbye.